Thought I'd walk you through how I'm pre-inflating these homemade balloons. I would suggest that you do it. You sort of want to train them because they're not perfect. The back part, the bulb, is going to be thicker than the neck is going to be. Now, what I do to train the neck so that it's really nice and long and straight is I do the old sock trick. And what this does is it constricts the bulb and it allows you to inflate the neck first. The bulbs are so strong in these balloons that you probably don't need to do this, but I like to go slow. There are flaws in these balloons. It gives me a little bit more control, and it allows me to sort of stretch the latex the way that I want it to be stretched. If there's any sort of bows or parts that are a little bit bigger than others, I can push them and make sure that I get a nice, straight, long neck. So what you're going to do, I use a foot pump. You can also use a slower air pump. You can also just try to go with a normal pump, but I would be cautious. These are not perfect balloons that I have sent you. So you do want to be a little bit gentle. What you're going to see is that at one point the bulb is going to start coming through. You get a little bit bigger on that side, and you can either pull the sock off or you can just let the sock or pop off naturally. And then it's time for the inflator. Generally, I would suggest, go a little bit slow, inflate it a bit, let it rest a bit, inflate it a little bit more, rest it a little bit more. Again, not your perfect mass-produced balloons, not my intention. My intention is just to make really nice, beautiful balloons. So this one I've inflated a pretty good size. You can see already that there are differences in the latex. These had a lot of flaws in the blue, but actually kind of makes a nice little pattern. So I'll let it rest a bit. It will stretch out, and then I will go ahead and actually put a little bit more air in it, blow it up a bit more. As you inflate these, each time you inflate them, they're going to get larger and larger. Pretty big in the end. I've gotten them up to about 28, 30 inches. This is now pretty much the size of 24 inches, but I'm not pushing it. I'm just being really gentle. There it is. This is the two-color balloon, so it's blue on one side, and then I dipped it in yellow, so it's actually made green. And you can see there are a lot of flaws. The blue was giving me, or the yellow I think was giving me a lot of troubles. Which is why I went ahead and put a couple more dips of the blue on it. But they look fine. Now, you want it to really look super nice and shiny, bring out that Vivi-Shine cloth again, and just wipe it on, get the little thin layer of the oil and the wax on there, and then sort of wipe it off and buff it off with either a soft cloth, or what I do is I use a sort of a cotton photographer's glove. I find that I actually really like buffing the balloons. They get very shiny, they get very smooth. Super stuff, this Vivi-Shine. Give it a try, you might like it, you may not. One benefit or not benefit, if you really like squeaking, you may not be happy because it's not going to squeak so much. Better for the neighbors, keeps things a little quieter. In the beginning, I wasn't crazy about it. Now I use it almost every time. I like the way it feels. I like the fact that it keeps my balloons looking very shiny and new, and it's pretty easy to do. Of course, you can buy it in the jars. In this case, I've just gone with this handy little refresher wiper, which works really well. So just, put it on all over there and then wipe it back off. Very simple. You can't go wrong. You can see it getting shinier. Super great stuff. Just give it a good buff. Rub the extra oil off. It's water soluble. Doesn't really stain. I wouldn't want to get it on my furniture. I'd be a bit careful with it because it is a silicone oil, but pretty harmless stuff. There it is. Didn't think I was going to like this color, but it's pretty spectacular. Ah, look how shiny that is. What a pretty balloon.